then, Mike, what's the next video?
It's locks.
Locks. Oh, I love locks. Oh, the English countryside, the canals, the opening and closing, the water rushing. Oh yeah, that's going to be a nice video. I'm looking forward to that one.
No, the other kind of lock.
Oh. Hi, welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be all about locks and security. We're going to be discussing different kinds of locks, when to use those locks, how to pair them with chains or hardware. We're going to have a look at a few tips on improving security, see if they work, and also we're going to look at lock maintenance. So let's just crack on. So first off, we're going to look at these locks. We've got a small selection here, and we're going to look at a few different types of lock. We're going to start off here. We've got a real small combination lock. Of course, the size of the lock is going to depend on what you're going to be using it for. This is perfect, a little suitcase lock or a place where you need to lock something up and you need lots of people to be able to get in and out of it. You don't need to have the keys at hand. Whoever knows the combination can get into. They're not the most secure of locks, but they serve a purpose. Yeah, moving on, we've got this, a much more substantial lock, very similar to this kind of lock we've got here, but with a protective cover on. This is great for outdoors. It'll last for years and years outside. A nice close shackle. It's also got a double locking point, so when you turn the key it'll lock on both of these sides of the shackle, and cover up as well, and that'll stay waterproof for a long time. We've also got here, this is a brass, quite a sturdy feel padlock, but with a long shackle. There are advantages and disadvantages for the two different lengths of shackle, but we'll go into that in a little bit. We've also got a smaller version of this, again a little suitcase lock or a small cupboard lock. Yeah, I like the plastic covered lock there. We've got this one, which has not got as much weatherproofing but will last outside, a nice sturdy lock. This one's a 40mm lock, and the size of the lock, if you have your order on, it's the width of the body, so 40mm across there, as opposed to the smaller locks. Down here, this is a 20mm lock. We've also got a disc lock, which is a very secure, strong lock. I really like these. Yeah, really secure. We'll show you why we like that one in a little bit. Yeah, we've also got here the straight shackle lock. This is a real heavy duty lock. We're going to test the strength of this. Stay tuned for that. And we've also got here a cabinet lock. As it says, it's a cabinet lock. Little twist and turn to lock that. That's a great little lock. Again, not the strongest thing in the world. If somebody wanted to get into these locks, they're going to, but they really act as a deterrent. And yeah, a simple little lock there. Fun fact that we've found out about padlocks is the word pad comes from an old English word meaning locks. So these are some great selection of locks. Okay, so we've looked at locks, and now we're going to look at what you'll be pairing them with. You're going to be using a padlock with either a hasp and staple like this or a chain. In many cases, what you want to do is match your lock to the right application on the right piece of chain. You don't want to put a tiny little lock on a big chain, and you don't want to be trying to get a massive lock onto a small little hasp and staple. So the reason being is the lock is not always the weakest point. It can be, if you put a real strong lock on a small chain like this and you were locking up something really valuable, the likelihood that the chain is the weakest link, that's if someone wants to take whatever you've got, they're going to cut through this. Got a simple aspen staple here. We're going to secure to this block of wood to simulate a situation on a gate or whatever. We've got some heavy duty ones here, and we've also got some lighter duty ones. Yeah, let's just crack on. So we've got this light duty lock and aspen staple. This is perfect for something like a bin store or something like that. No great security need. No one's going to want to break into it, but it's going to keep it locked just to stop the opportunist. Again, the lock in this situation isn't the weakest point really, because all the screw heads are exposed. The whole thing could be taken off in this situation. Again, this would be a perfect thing to use. This is more like for luggage as well, but these combination locks are great for that. Moving on, we've got this medium weight aspen staple. This would be used for a garden gate, a pedestrian access gate. Again, it conceals the fixings, which is ideal. It accepts this smaller lock. Also, you often find these longer shackles on this situation, but in this instance, and for the heavy duty, my preferred lock is this round or circular lock, and we'll go into that why in a little bit. And heavy duty lock, we've got this real secure lock there, also very watertight, and that's perfect for where you need a little extra security, maybe on a garage door. So now we're just going to show you some of the weak points to look out for when choosing a lock for yourself. So here we are, we've got the 3 locks laid out. We've got the light duty, medium duty and heavy duty locks laid out. The reason for a light duty aspen staple and lock will be, like we've touched on, for a bin store or a shed that doesn't hold very much, anything of real value. So you wouldn't want to be, for the reason I'm going to show you, you wouldn't want to be putting this onto a situation where you're going to be relying on it for huge security to stop somebody from stealing your expensive bike or whatever. And there's a reason why you wouldn't want to put this on that. It's simply down to cost, or it's just unnecessary, looks ugly. So this is perfect for the situation it's for, but we show you the weak points, why not to rely on it for something where security is really needed. So here I am, I'm your naughty criminal. I've got a real simple criminal tool, a crowbar. Simple tool to use. It fits in the shackle of the lock, and I think without great force, we're going to be into this lock. Wow. That was relatively simple, straightforward, just levering off the post itself. If that was on your shed, they'd be straight in, very quiet. Also this combination lock, it has the long shackle. Again, not too much force needed, and that snapped straight open, still locked. But again, like I've touched on, the weak point is not necessarily the lock itself. In this situation, these could have been unscrewed and taken away. So, but these combination locks, they are more for on your luggage when you go on holiday. And if you see somebody with a crowbar following you after your suitcase, there's a problem. There are easier ways probably as well to get into your suitcase. So moving on to this middle class of lock and aspen staple. I'm choosing here to demonstrate this discus style lock. This would be great for on a shed, a garden shed, where you've got some things of value in there. A lawnmower, maybe a cheap bag. I wouldn't rely on this completely for security. You could always put extra security measures with a chain and a lock on the things inside the shed, but this is a great thing. If I just try and demonstrate now with this crowbar, it's got this closed shackle. It makes it really difficult to get the crowbar in there to start to lever off, which, I mean, if I could get in there, no, I can't get in with that bar. These 2 locks that we're showing here are they're comparable in security level, in quality, and they're not necessarily the weak point. A thief might come along with some bolt cutters, and in this instance, might just cut through with ease and gain access that way. So this is showing the advantage of a lock like these, and especially this discus style. When it's used in the right application, you just can't get the bolt cutters in there. So the final heavy duty lock, well, we can't get this crowbar in there. We're not going to be able to grab hold of this and just twist and bend that. We'll be there forever and a day trying to cut through this. There's always the chance that pesky thief might come along with a cordless angle grinder and cut through the lock or this, but in truth, if somebody wants to get into somewhere, they're going to do that. But this is a really good deterrent against opportunist thefts. And that's it really. That's just covering the range of different aspen staple and padlocks that we've got here. So that was a little overview on our padlocks and our Aspen staple locks, and now we're going to tell you a little bit about chains. When it comes to locking something up of value, you're going to want to use a much tougher chain. These have also got this weatherproofing on, also prevents this chain from flapping around and damaging whatever it's on. Some light duty chain, medium duty chain, but bear in mind this could be the weakest link in your security measure, so make sure you get the chain that matches your situation. This is really just for holding something back, like a stay or something like that. Now, these are great for securing things like trailers or lawnmowers when paired up with an adequate lock. If you are pairing up this heavy duty lock with this chain or a chain similar to it, well, we're going to go and test it to see how strong it is. We're going to take it and see if we can grind off these shackles, and we're hoping that if we were to cut through this shackle, we still can't take it out. So we'll go and find out now. We'll take it outside. So here we are now, we're down in the workshop and we're going to test this to destruction. We're going to run the grinder down there. We're wondering whether it'll grind at all, because this spins. It should grind, but we also want to know whether this shackle will come out. We think it's maybe captive there, so held in place. So we're also going to time this to see how long it takes to cut through this. Of course, anybody sat there for however long it takes with a grinder, it's going to deter him. So yeah, I should crack on. Right, well, we did have a guesstimate before, it'd be like 30 seconds, and it was, well, it's 37 seconds. But we're still not sure whether that'll pull out. No, as we can see, that's still held captive, and that's going nowhere. There we are, that's our little mini test over. As you can see, you're getting what you paid for, a real quality lock. If you wanted to get this off, you'd have to do another cut, you'd be over a minute, and somebody grinding for a minute in your back garden trying to get into your garage, you'd soon hear that and you'd wonder what was going on. So anyway, let's get back to the studio. Right, so here we are back in the studio. We've just been down and destroyed this lock. Bit of fun, and it just goes to prove that you're getting what you paid for with locks, same as pretty much anything else. We've also we've been told a little tip, a way of preventing anybody getting bolt cutters on one of these smaller locks. I'll just show you now. So, in this instance, it's possible to get the bolt cutters onto the shackle, but we've been told this little thing, we're going to try it. We're putting some nuts around it, in this case some M8. I think these are steel nuts around there. Not only does it look cool, it also prevents anybody from getting bolt cutters onto the shackle there. Great little idea. Okay, so the final part of this video, we're just going to talk about lock maintenance. Very simple. All it requires is a little bit of penetrating oil, just sprayed onto the shackle or even onto the key. Simple, just spray it into there or down the shackle or onto the key. And it's important because if you don't, and it's outside or even inside, the lock mechanism can get gunked up. We've got a perfect example of here, and what you end up getting is a false lock where you think your lock is locked, but there's that much gunk in there that it's actually holding the lock pins back. So you just have to watch for that. So keep them maintained, keep them oiled up, and that won't happen. Okay, so that was our little video on locks, chains, bit of security. Hope you've enjoyed this video. In conclusion, just like to say that you're getting what you paid for. Take in mind the value of the thing that you're locking up against the value of the lock, or the cost of the lock that you're getting put on there. And we hope it helps you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to head over to the channel, where there's loads more interesting content on there. Please like, share and subscribe and comment below, and we'll see you on the next one.